If you're after ultimate performance from
This is the Ford Falcon Xr6 Turbo BF series. Now, you'd be forgiven for not noticing that it's the new BF series. You wouldn't be forgiven for not noticing this colour. There again, maybe the fact that it's a six-cylinder turbo suggests that this car doesn't mind keeping a little something up its sleeve.
So how does it stack up to its big brother, Michael, the Xr8?
Very well, in fact. It starts to look like a sports sedan steal at $47,000. That's about $5,000 or $6,000 less than the V8. Sure, this has got less power, but it's actually a bit faster.
And it's a tricky six-cylinder, 4 litres, 24 valves. It's got the turbo and the intercooler.
Yeah, it's a bit of a monster motor actually hiding underneath there. It's all of that adds up to 245 kilowatts and 480 newton metres, which again is a little bit less than the V8, but this car is a tad lighter.
I mean, it's coming forwards leaps and bounds in refinement, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, and in fact it's starting to look like a pretty good argument, not only against the V8, but against some European sports sedans, which it already trumps on performance and certainly on price.
One place to settle a score is out on the racetrack, so why don't we check it out?
At just over 46 grand, the BF series Falcon Xr6 Turbo feels like the performance bargain of the year. All the hardware's certainly there, and especially this engine. It's really tractable and potent. This chassis is a bit of a quandary. It's really stable and squat, yet also pretty agile. But the rear end doesn't telegraph its intentions all that well. It'll be sitting and sticking, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, are we losing it? Like that. The Xr6 Turbo's got a really nice electronic stability system. It sort of allows a little bit of side slip, just enough to let you feel like a hero, until you remember you've left it on. I'm mostly liking these seats in the Xr6 Turbo. They're soft and comfortable, although you do roll around a little bit on the backrest. There again, at least these bolsters don't foul your arms too badly. Not a bad blend of comfort and support. Now here's a good way to start some pub arguments. Ford's automatic sport shift has got a pattern where you pull back to go up through the gearbox and push forward to go down. I've driven plenty of other cars that were the exact opposite, and some that are even sideways. So, you figure.
Well, it looked pretty wet and slippery out there, and there was a bit of oversteer.
There was, but what is it about that word that makes me think of the chip?
So what did you think of that? Yeah? How will those times go, considering it was in the wet?
Well, actually, it was wet in the morning and then it dried in the afternoon. That's when the chip did his time for the checkered flagpole. But I don't know whether you noticed, I certainly did. He's more sideways in the dry than I am in the wet.
Shall we see how he stacked up on the checkered flagpole? Drive offers you the ultimate driving